Okay, everybody, the spotlight was on the Republicans last week. This week it's going to be on the Democrats. Here we go.
Yo, it's time for another, that's right, another weekly edition of a struggling YouTuber. That's right, Max Smith is my name, and here we go.
I'm playing some StarCraft here, and you're probably wondering what I'm talking about. But when I said it's the spotlight for the Democrats this time, and last week it was the Republicans, well, that's right, I'm talking about the conventions, of course. Yes, this week, coming up week here, is the Democratic convention. Last week was the Republicans, so the spotlight has shifted. Now all the attention will be see if they can do something different, or if they're going to just have a glorified party, as some people like to call it. So what are your thoughts on last week's Republican? Oh, and a little side note, the team from SourceFed and Philip DeFranco did a very amazing job of presenting the news in a serious manner about the convention and the issues and stuff surrounding it. Even though they got questions were dodged, questions weren't even answered at all, were blown off, ignored, they did a very good job. So this week, I'll tell you what I thought about them, as well as my reactions throughout the week. So, what are your expectations going into this election year? Do you care for Romney? Do you care for Obama? This much and more will be discussed throughout the next couple weeks, but this week is all devoted to the Democrats. I'm Max Smith, and I'll have more reactions throughout the week. Okay, everybody. This is what I'm getting so far from the Philip DeFranco.
I think anybody give a crap about you, which is what the Romneys have to deal with.
Show right now, and Michelle Obama will be speaking. I'll go back and hear that speech when I get back home. I'll look for clips of it, highlights of it, and just get bits and pieces. But what would take so far of what to expect from it is she opens up the week. Of course, Obama closes the week. And it's more that she has to re-excite people. It's not about introducing her husband because they've already done that. Everyone knows who Obama is. It's more of getting people excited, like, hey, you know, we are really, if you give us another chance to really finish what we said to do, we're going to do it. So that's my reaction so far to the first day, the news coming out from the first day, and what I've been hearing from the Philip DeFranco team. You know, it's more about, you know, get people excited all over again versus, you know, introducing Obama and introducing herself. And this whole thing about the Defense Act thing and putting in the law that no matter what you say, well, I have to kind of disagree with Elliot and stuff. We already are in pretty much we're literally 2 steps forward into already being a police state. Because what a police state is this. You got cameras, you got more cops, more military. That's the police state. And the laws are, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do that. And slowly, laws are telling us, oh, we can't do this and that. So we gotta get really, when we look at it, man, we are already almost to a police state in this country. But a lot of people are just too blind to see it. And so the Democrats are trying to say, oh no, we're not a police state. So really, if both sides, the good sides and these sides, really listen to the occupiers, it'd be wow. So that's what I'm getting right now from this little bit of coverage, like I said, throughout the week. As I hear more of the speeches, I'll give you my reaction to what the speeches said. And so this is just a little bit of opening through the SourceFed crew and Phil. So I'm Max Smith, and I'll be saying, catch y'all later. Okay, quickly, here's my reaction to Michelle Obama's speech. As far as I can tell, it was very well done. She did what she was set out to do, is re-excite people and point out the good things that has happened since her husband has taken office. You know, and it says, we still got a long way to go. It's not going to be easy, and nothing should be in life. Why should it be? You know, nothing is easy. You got to work at it. True success is just that you should share. And yes, we do applaud and award success. it's the things that I've got out of her speech. And reiterate to people, hey, if you give us another chance, we can get even more done. And then there's one of the analysts that said this when I was watching the show, that look what happened with Bill Clinton. He got another 4 years, and a balanced budget, and it got a balanced budget out of it. Bush got another 4 years, and things didn't turn out so great. So sometimes another 4 years is good, and sometimes it's not so good. But people, you just don't know until it happens. But with Bush, we kind of knew, man, with all the stuff that was going on and all the players in place and no one really saying much or doing anything. But with Obama, at least you know what's going on. I'm a bit upfront and honest for the most part. And he's shown that, hey, first and foremost, I'm a family man. Just because president doesn't make me a jerk of a guy. Yes, they did play the hardship story, but not like they did with Mitt Romney and those people. Really, they didn't make it to a sob story. Hey, you know what? We're proud, because like the way that the Republicans did, it's like, oh, we're like, oh wow, it's like any other American story. Where they did like, yes, like any other American story, but hey, they're proud of what their parents did for them. They're proud of this, proud of that. They're like, hey, we didn't have the best childhood, but you know what? It didn't matter, because in the end we had our family, we had our friends, we had everyone out there looking for her back. This is what the speech do, and she really got the crowd riled up. But did you get the rest of the country riled up, pumped up, fired up, and ready to go again? Only time will tell. In about 3 months, Sam. Now there's 3 months. I'm gonna say about a month and a half now. We're in the first week of August. Yeah, September. Yeah, I can't speak right now. Correction. We're in the first week of September. So almost about by this time next week, it'll be half the month will be over. So about a month and a half, we will know if she got the crowd fired up. Not only in North Carolina for the convention, or not, good to file that, but the rest of the country, if that speech resonated with them. So I really didn't see anything other than the fact that she could have been a little more punch, a little more direct with some of her points. Other than that, that's and then the mayor of San Antonio, very well spoken, very well. I didn't see anything, but trust me, I'll probably find one speech this week that I can nitpick and get some things that I really didn't care about. Alright, I'm Max Smith, and that's my reaction so far to the first day of the convention. Hey the Democrat convention. I'm currently now watching the last night of speakers and stuff. So, like I did before, I watched it, then the next day I talked about it. So I'm talking about last night with Bill Clinton and all the other speakers. There are people from companies that were bought by Bain Capital, and basically said, "Oh no, we're not gonna do anything," and then boom, that was a lie. Hey, I should know. The company I work for was just bought by an investment company, and everything they said was lies, and I knew that from the start. I mean, I didn't buy into that for 1 minute, man, that they're telling the truth. I mean, half the company's now down in Florida, and the other half is up here. And guess which side's the biggest half? Florida. And guess who's really in charge? People of Florida, not us. I mean, all the calls are being made down from Florida. None of the calls are being made up here. And there's people that should not be in there. So that's what got me. Is that, these people. And then there's a woman who was like shut out from the Republican convention because of her being raped, and her belief that women should have a voice when it comes to their bodies. And instead of shutting her up, they gave her a mic. And they had a lot of Hispanic and African American speaking. But I do think they could have done without the subtle attacks on Mitt Romney and focus more on, hey, the actual moving forward. This is what we've done, this is what we've yet to do, and this is what we can still do. So that's where my little nitpicking comes in. Bill Clinton, he's a very strong speaker, but at the same time, I think he could have been a little bit stronger, in my opinion. He could have been a little more, did a little more thing with the mathematics, you know, say, okay, we made it this high, but also put it into place that, you know, there are people on both sides that are, you know, willing to go along and, we'll block it, we'll block that. But overall, what I got from last night was where the other side did give us a voice, this side gave us a voice. And there's a lot of women speakers too. They were very strong. And let's just face it, people, without women, there'd be no men. Without men, there'd be no other women. There'd be no new kids. There would be no human population. There's old saying, you can't live live with them, and you can't live without them. And that's very true. And what they mean by you can't live without them, of course, in some cases, it's, you know, kind of meant as a joke, in a joking way. Not a serious joke, not a bad joke, but in all reality, it's true. You know, we can't live without women, and we can't live with them most of the time. And what we mean by without them is without women, there'll be no one to get pregnant and bring the next generation along into the world. And same with us. If there was no men in the world, there would be no new babies. Unless they found a way to asexually produce. Then that might happen. It might happen. So overall, I do think that on both sides, and they're being accused of playing the sob story. Well, both sides play the sob story card. But one card I have seen play as anyone referred to that blatantly outright blamed him solely, Obama solely, for food prices going up over the last 4 years. When in reality, drought, tainted food, and Monsanto's, the food industry, and all these people against him were areas he could have pushed a little harder, but there's things out of his control like the foodborne illnesses and droughts. Those were out of his control. He has no control over the weather or when a foodborne illness would strike. I mean, you could test it before it goes, but ultimately, sometimes it could lay dormant, just like anything. So I told you I wasn't going to play favorites. I'm not playing favorites. I'm an independent. I'm just going to tell you what I heard and tell you what, you know, stood out for me, what did start for me. And I said there was things that did that stood out for me. You know, like, I really can't believe this. They said that. You know, or, you know, there were some good talking points the Republicans had too. You know, I did bring up. Okay, well, that's all I got for right now. There's a little sneak peek of what I'm watching. And I will finish up with this night, tomorrow morning, and then Saturday, the final wrap-up of the Democratic Convention. And next week, I'll be nitpicking both conventions and laying out the overall stance. All right, everyone, how's it going? So this is my final thoughts to Joe Biden and Obama's speeches. And the other speeches that night. Including, what's his name? Oh, that's right. John Kerry. Not the best speech. He thought this was funny. He thought he did a really good speech. But in my opinion, I mean, the jokes were so flat that even the paper got up and walked away. Obama, yeah, he could have been more, you know, yeah, he did touch on the stuff that he has done. But he could have gone further, man, and put out, you know, really filed people up with a real detailed plan, and maybe backed away from, oh, they didn't show us your plan, because then you're doing you're playing to their game. Hang on one second. There you go. You're all clean again. And then Joe Biden, definitely playing the attack dog, which I think he should have done, in my opinion. And they brought some good points. But overall, I think they're so subtle with the attacks that they could just done without the attacks. And focus more on getting people going, hey, you know what? We've done some good things. We may not get everything done we set out to do. So should focus on more of the, hey, I got you fired up, but now I got you fired up. What can I do to seal the deal? Okay, so that's my thoughts on that. As you can see, it's nighttime. I'm going to be playing some StarCraft there. And now for my final thoughts for the overall convention. Like I said, they were subtle on the attacks, on their same things I said. I'm surprised Obama never mentioned directly that Romney blamed him for food prices going up. But like I said before, or no, I haven't really said this before. Majorly. Let's see. Droughts. We've been in 2 droughts here in the Midwest. Flooding. Gas prices. And food-borne food illnesses. Let's see. Flooding and droughts cause low crops. And those are out of Obama's control. Yes, you could have done a better job at curbing the gas prices or pushing for more fuel-efficient trucks. And also, another way out of control is the food-borne illness. Say if food is tainted, it makes a lot of people sick. Well, they have to go back and they have to check all the food before they send it out again and make sure it just was a small batch, and they get rid of that batch and any other ones, and then put all the good foods and you get them through a cleaning process so they're all sterilized and anything bad bacteria not on them. And then the other food, which makes them have to raise the prices when they ship out the non-tainted food to the grocery stores, because they are not making profit because they lost all the profit they did make by having to take that food back, because they have time it takes to ship it back and everything and destroy it and all that jazz. So yeah. But overall, they were definitely subtle, but they could have been a little more direct, a little more a little more peppy. And like I said, John Kerry, he thought he was funny. But he wasn't, from what I saw of the speech. I told you I wasn't going to eat on either party. I'm just telling you as it is. And I'm leaving out the emotion. Because lately, politics has become so emotional, so attached. Because we're so uptight about this party system. So, in conclusion, they were subtle, yep, but punchy where it deserved to be punchy. But overall, they could have just done it a lot more cleaner and more, hey, gung-ho, get everyone talking about it in the country. I'm Max Smith, and that's my opinion in reaction to the Democratic Convention. Next week, I'll be nitpicking both parties' agendas, and I'll be talking about this objectively until the elections, because you know what? Someone's got to put a new spin on politics. Well, I'm Max Smith, and I'm saying, until next time, thanks for watching, and it's been a weekly edition of The Struggling YouTuber. Peace. The video footage on your left is from last week's vlog. Where the question marks will take you, well, you'll have to wait till next week. I'm Max Smith, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next vlog. Peace out for now. Bye.